must leave here. This castle is alive.
I think this is a really great movie, and since seeing it, I've been looking back at some of your other films and realizing it's also just a great Bill Condon movie.
Oh, that's nice.
There
Right.
are elements of a lot of your other films in this.
Well, I know. You know what? I did think, God. I mean, I love horror. And obviously, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein was a big appeal. So the fact that I did get to play around with a monster was really appealing to me. Obviously, and there's the musical element and the romantic element. No, I did feel like I was getting to do a lot of, kind of combining a lot of what I've been able to, play around with into one movie.
Well, I even went back after seeing it on Thursday and watched last night Gods and Monsters, and
Yeah.
realized this is a similar story in a way.
I know, it's my showboat, right? Exactly, right. Well, I hope not. I'm not going to wind up at the bottom of that pool, right? I mean, but I know what you mean. There are similarities, definitely. And I think, that's the essential reason I got drawn into this is that both of these characters are such misfits, who find each other, and it's funny you say that, because as I remember now, Brendan Fraser in that movie brings you up to the castle to Ian McKellen, who's the kind of the monster hidden behind the curtains, and there's something similar here with Emma Watson and him.
And the other thing that I thought you did very well with the final Twilight movie was the ending, where you sort of meet everyone's expectations, but also find a way to give them something new, and that is this movie in a lot of ways.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think it's fun. What was interesting and really connected was that when an audience knows something so well, you can actually play off of those expectations and pull the rug out from under them a little bit, And I think they enjoy it because they understand that you're in a dialogue with them, and you're respecting the fact that they already know a lot about it.
Does that happen throughout the process, or is there a big point where you're fine-tuning that?
I think that's more, yeah. It's sort of, obviously, there are some things that you just have ideas about that you put in early on, But I think it does come, it's fun to kind of test that theory out, with the first audience, and see if they're, catching some of those things. I was amazed first time we showed this, people were getting tiny little jokes and things like that, That really thrilled me.
There was something very beautiful to one of the plot elements adds the book.
Right.
And stepping inside of fiction, I feel, is something else.
I know. Yeah, I think that would, the book metaphor, and the idea that a book can also literally help you escape. You know what I mean? The idea of a book as a place that you dive into and discover yourself in,
Which then, even outside of you, going to Jean Cocteau, who did the original, the Orphic trilogy is very much about going through these worlds.
Well, that's really, I'd never made that explicit connection, but of course that's true, absolutely. But obviously there's a lot of Cocteau in here too, a lot of inspiration,
I did want to ask, do you go back and watch that for inspiration?
Yes. I watched it twice too. I watched it with the original score, and then I watched it as a musical, because Philip Glass, created an opera, and on the Criterion version, you can play that track, So it was fun to hear, it's fun to watch a singing Beauty and the Beast made by Jean Cocteau, it's really exciting.
And also in the changes, it's there's a couple things that are almost explanations of little things that if you watch the animated version, you might have a question.
Yeah.
It answers some questions.
It does, right? Like, why don't these people know about this castle for one reason? But yeah, I think also questions, maybe you kind of didn't quite bring to the front of your brain, but you might have always kind of wondered about, certainly, like, how the hell did Maurice and Belle wind up in this village where they don't fit in with anybody, that was fun to figure out,
I say we kill the beast!
Think of the one thing you've always wanted.